He's outside, so that was your wedding.
Actually, we can see is it J? It's J. They took it. I don't know. That's why I didn't see it. At least 10. But more than that, but we say
Right. Okay, so she's trying to figure out if she can put it different. I know. So she may do it as
that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
I came and got it. This is last year. It's pretty.
So starting
And we'll ask them to come in. And then
usually I go by you see the one I have, small but green. The green is more expensive. You can separate it. Oh no, but there's a pendant.
yes, and it's a bracelet. That's what we thought maybe they could.
Go together is the wear is too high.
Yes, this is.
But we can separate or even second at least.
But do you think they would go together? That'd be okay.
It's okay because there's no set here. I usually do it. Or this could be more expensive.
It's pretty, right?
So maybe
I'll do that separate. I'll do it separately.
the dress. I like him to really do it. It's true.
Let me ask her. I'll ask her. That they will. Yes. That's I figured I'd ask you. That's why I brought it. Thank you. And I'm wrapping it back.
And some dress too.
Which one she has? Yeah.
It's on.
2027.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. I don't really like this. Yeah, this one is like so many, not so many people, but it's a large. Yeah, actually. Yeah, hold it. Now it's better. So, welcome everyone. Yeah, I'm Mia Lu. I'm co-president of Tiffany. And I will preside today's meeting and the elections. So I'd like to call to order the Brooklyn Tech Parent Association General Meeting for May 16, 2024. Vito, I need you. So do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
Great, yeah, we have a quorum.
Ask anybody if they didn't sign in, I have the clipboard.
Thank you. So we have a quorum for the meeting and elections. So as per Mr. Newman's request, we will move his Q&A forward at the beginning. Okay, and yeah, just a minute. Okay, so during the community updates, we will also present a draft revision of the PA bylaws. And the QR codes of the bylaws revisions are will be presented on the table, and we will also send the link in this week's Tech Talk, so you can check it. And later, Kim will explain those revisions. Besides this, are there any other late addition to the agenda? If not, I will ask for approval motion to approve the agenda. Any motion? Okay. Good. So then we will welcome Mr. Newman. Thank you.
Okay, if you say so. Okay, I'm gonna use the microphone. Yeah, I moved the agenda around a little bit. I have my oldest daughter got home late last night from college, so I'm a little excited to go home and talk to her and see how she's doing and whatnot. And my wife is jumping the gun on that, so I don't know what to say when I'm not there, so I want to hurry home. Anyway, I have no, sort of agenda things are, we've had some hiccups really with AP exams and we've had a little bit of hiccups with the PSAT, which we ironed out. The SAT, as you know, there's two exams, PSAT and SAT, were given online as a mandate. There were no paper exams for the first time. So we had some hiccups making that work. I think after the first iteration of the exams, I think we ironed it out, and there was smooth sailing from there. And the AP exams also, we're making the migration over to a lot of online exams, which logistically is a bit problematic, but I think we're working it out. So that's that. We're in the midst of it right now. So if you have any questions about hot school food for lunch. The lunchroom is now in the auditorium during AP time. Many of the exams are being taken in the cafeteria. That way we can have ample space for students to take the examinations and not have to use our classroom so other kids can get instruction at the same time, right? So otherwise, if we start using classrooms, we'd have to start canceling school, and that doesn't sort of work. That being said, you know that there are 4 half days, and these are two where we have very, very large exams, and we need to use classrooms, and then as soon as the exams are over, we conduct classes. So we're sort of multi-utilizing space in that regard. So downside of this plan, that I said, students are eating in here, and mostly cold lunch is coming down just as nutritious, but it might not be hot, and so the students get like a bag sort of lunch, a sandwich or whatnot, and they come and they eat it in here. Some other spaces are being taken over, the library, and also our new senior student union is shut down for examination purposes as well. What do we see as a fallout of this? Some more students are in the hallways who would have been in other spaces, like the student union or like the library. It's okay, they've been respectful in the hallways, doing whatever work they need to do, and we'll be back to business as usual in no time after a week or so. And so that's that. Anyway, questions? Anybody got any? I'm taking questions. All right. What do you got?
Is the school having any problems with Palestine, Gaza in terms of conflicts or demonstrations, etc.?
So the question was about, so having any problems with Israeli-Palestinian situation going right now, protests and whatnot. There have been no protests in the school, and I don't know. I mean, it's students have some real passionate feelings about it. We've surely seen that being expressed in students' work in a productive and healthy sort of way. We haven't had any what I would consider real issues. No one's been suspended related to any of these things or escalated to anything like that. There has been some discourse, I would say, in a healthy manner throughout the building at various times. I think that's surely okay. So we've seen no problems around it, but yeah. So hopefully it stays that way. But yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
PC classes, seems like it's very limited seats for that class. Do you think
I
that
can't
might
hear
be
you at all.
expanded?
If I come down, can you adjust the camera? I can
Sure.
stand over there.
Or I can translate too if you like.
Whatever you want to do. What?
Is there another mic?
Oh, look at that. You know, just
Yeah.
I'm a man of the people.
Oh, he's gonna come down.
I think, I mean here,
there's
that's
another
another mic.
Okay, I can do.
so you can
But this is wired, so they have to come up here.
I can hear you. Now I can hear. Can you hear me like without a microphone? We're good, right? I was a teacher at one point in my life. Anyway, yeah,
Hi, I have a question about calculus BC classes.
yeah.
My son said he and most of the people that he knows didn't get in because there's very, very limited seats. Do you think that might be
Yeah,
expanded to additional classes?
Yeah, so the question was about BC Calculus, that it was rather selective to get in. We had surely way more students than we could accommodate. Of course, those students were then sent to AB Calculus. You know, there's a variety of feelings about that. The positive about it, of course, is it's a single period and you can fit other classes in. The negative is like, you know, the perception that certain schools are not going to give credit for AB, but they'll give credit only for BC. That's not usually true, but okay. And surely no college is not going to accept somebody because they didn't take BC Calculus, right? So I think that is a huge misnomer. Most schools in the city do not offer BC Calculus, so that would mean that all these, you know, 90% of the students in New York City are exempt from certain colleges because their school doesn't offer BC Calculus, whatever. Okay. But I understand that sentiment, and so you know, it is a reality that some schools you get like a 5 in AB. You know, they will probably give you college credit, but will they not give you? They won't give you calculus credit. They'll just give you a gen ed credit. I will say that if you're going to an engineering school, no matter what you do, even BC, they're going to give you a general ed credit. You're going to have to take calculus at their school. But anyway, but the issue is that we haven't been able to accommodate a vast majority of students that want BC. I will say that our AP of mathematics is very good at you know, how do I say this? That BC is a really hard class, right? And he's been very good at identifying students that will succeed and maybe not. Now, obviously, you can't predict that, right? We are surely very concerned about the social emotional well-being of students, and you know, they have, you know, big eyes, and they're like, oh, I want to take all these classes, and we've seen what the implications of that is, you know? And it's not like when you have big eyes and you order like a 2-pound steak and you only eat half of it, right? This is very different. It has very different effects. That being said, we are opening up more sections of BC, and we are going to let more kids in. We're looking to create somewhere around 100 more seats through moving some things around and hiring an additional teacher. So, so I think that will make it work. Is that going to knock out, you know, or accommodate all students who want BC? No. But that gets us a little bit past the threshold, to be honest with you, that AP Amato is even comfortable with, and worried. We're sort of going over the line into where he's worried that students are going to struggle. And so,
Wait list established.
what was that?
He established a wait list.
Yeah. So there's a wait list, and and to be fully transparent, we even have 20 seats right now, but those are held for, you know, things shake out and whatnot. But we're looking to add another 100 on top of that, so it'll be another 120 seats have already been created but not granted, and then we're looking to add another 100 on top of that. But I think that's pushing it. And so that's where we're at. So everybody's not going to get in. So if you're hearing this and you think, oh, now everybody's going to get in, that's not everybody. And so, so that's that. But I will say, AB pretty much has close to it open enrollment. Probably about 92% of the kids who applied for AB got it. So there's that. And then kids who didn't get into BC got AB as well. And BC also doesn't always fit in your schedule, and people are starting to make decisions like, BC, by the way, is a double period, AB is a single period. People are starting to make decisions like, oh, I won't have lunch, so I could take BC, and these are the type of...
But you do do sit down with your counselor and set out your whole schedule, and if you planned a whole schedule of having a double period and then you just have one, that really turns things upside down, and then
Yep.
you gotta research again, what can I fill that spot with?
Yep, yep,
You apply for it, and then you get PC, and then you gotta,
yeah.
you know, last year we had a lot of things switching around, so the first couple of weeks, you had 3 different English teachers, and just because of shifting classes.
Yeah.
So it is disruptive if we wait to the fall.
It is. And when we make changes in the fall, now we do have a waiting list currently, of course, for BC. And when we do make changes in the fall, if changes aren't made for you based on other reasons, like if you ask for a change, we try to do that as quickly, obviously, as possible, because 3-4 weeks in, it's very disruptive.
It is.
And especially if your entire schedule is changed. Right? So,
Yeah,
so
different English,
absolutely.
different math, I mean, everything got shifted around, all different teachers.
Yeah. But we will let kids in off the BC list without students necessarily like reapplying. So when we do programming for the first time over the summer, you'd be put in BC and your program would be good, maybe unbeknownst to you. So then you might receive your program, you thought you weren't getting BC and now it's in there. Yeah. So we'll try to be as least disruptive as possible. But then you might, it might have like saturated in your mind that I'm not going to get BC, and then you might not want BC. And then so there's going to be some shifting around. I'm not saying in your particular kid, certainly, but there might be some people that, yeah. Yeah.
I have a very similar question, but relates to AP Physics.
AP Physics 1, even tougher to get into. Yeah.
Before he's going to junior and he selected major civil engineering, so he was planning to take AP Physics 1
Right.
because it's not part of the major curriculum.
Yep.
I think it's part of the elective engineering, but not the civil.
Yeah.
And he didn't get the seat.
Right.
And then he also applied for Spanish before, he didn't get the seat. So right now he's scheduled only one
You can get Spanish 4? Oh, that's interesting. That you should email me about. That doesn't make too much sense. But
Dave,
yeah,
would you mind using the mic? Because we can't hear you, and we're only right there.
I can be louder. I
Well,
could
you
use
still
my
have
yelling
to
at my
use
children
that,
voice.
well, I'm a child, so.
Well, I could use the voice. So the Spanish 4 doesn't seem to make sense. So you can send me an email about that. I could probably fix that up. Because even if there were limited sections and it wouldn't work out period-wise, we don't even know that yet. We don't even know what period is there. But the Physics 1 does have very limited seats. And I will say that when elective APs, I'll call them elective, but when they do have limited seats, especially ones that are not in lieu of APs. Like for example, you could take AP US History or US History. Either way, like it's the same number of kids taking US History. So more kids take AP, less kids take regular. But in Physics 1, it's not in lieu of anything else. It's a class in addition on top of, right? We don't offer those across the board to everyone, and the gatekeeper is normally grades. And so I do realize that there's a problem that disproportionately students who might not have the greatest grades are locked out of all these AP classes, because that's what we use. We're surely looking for solutions around there, but classes that are not in lieu of anything else, just to make them open enrollment, for example, would be complicated. One, I might not be doing so many favors for so many kids, and then two, you're talking about exponentially increasing our staff, and that's difficult as well. So we sort of pick and choose a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, not like all of this and all of that. Also to be mindful of I mean, I don't want to have to get into total specific like hiring practice and whatnot. There might be a massive wave of kids who want AP Physics next year. Let's say I even accommodated them all. Then what happens if a year later that interest wanes, right? They can't just go fire all these physics teachers. It just, in my world, it doesn't work necessarily, it doesn't work like that at all. And so you have to make mindful, slow increases to make sure that it's sustainable, right? And so there's that. And we do that, with the major shifting as well. And so I think we've done a pretty good job around that. But the Spanish 4, I think we can make more of it.
Just like that, just one more question.
Yeah.
So let's say he wants to add a class, because right now
So you want to add a class. So ads, so just to let you know, so ads are pretty much done in the beginning of the year, right? So, you know, the classes that you have now or the class that you have, what you're probably gonna have for next year. And then if you want to add a class, be reconsidered for a class, or obviously some kids drop classes, right? They've already done some of that. They see that, oh, I got 4 APs, I only really want to get 3, and they drop down, whatever. Some kids go the first day of the year, and they're like, oh no, I don't want all this, right? And then they drop, and so then we have ads sort of simultaneously. We do the drops, and then we do the ads. So the ad period is really, literally first, second day, and we'll give you all the information on that. It's the first week of school, and so literally they probably come to school on a Thursday or something, and they start, and that's when the ads begin. Yeah.
My son was marked absent on the day he took an AP
Yeah.
test. Should that
We'll
be
clear
correct?
it.
Or,
Yeah,
get-
so we figured it. It's not instantaneous, but we figured out your attendance sheet from the AP is not a direct into the system like it is in class. And so it just takes a little bit of time for one hand to realize what the other hand's doing. We'll clear that up, no problem. Yeah, and if you see that you've gone to the end of the year and there's still an absence, you could just email our absence department that's headed by Ms. Cuesta, an assistant principal, and she'll just go and fix it. Yeah.
I have 3 questions.
All right,
if
3
you don't mind,
questions.
but they're all related.
Okay.
One is, my son is currently a sophomore.
Yeah.
When could he start signing up for Naviance?
Oh, that's on the family. I don't know. The parents have the answer to that question. Naviance questions are not popular in my group. Well, got it. But you're saying your kid doesn't have it?
I don't think he does yet. Is it automatic, or is there, he has to, open Naviance and then get a passcode and? He has sign up. Go away and. So he emails it was emailed to him, okay, through the school, so we'll have to double check. And then, so he could just go into Naviance and reset the password. Okay. And then my other question is, SATs are taken during junior year, during the spring? Okay, so when's a good time for a child will be taking the SAT and start tutoring, to get tutoring?
Okay, so just to let you know, sort of the cycle through these exams. In the spring, in sophomore year, right, you take the PSAT, right, March, somewhere around there, maybe April. And then you take the PSAT again as a junior in the fall, October, right? And then you take them in the spring as a junior, you take the SAT. And that's sort of the cycle. So every a few months, you're starting the cycle and you're going around. So the question is, when should you start tutoring? That's a tough question. I mean, it's different for different people. I know people that spend years studying and doing tutoring for the SAT. In my mind, that sounds ridiculous. And so, talk about making, a one-day exam, more and more high stakes. Imagine preparing for something for years and then one day and that's it. That's a lot to put on a kid. I would say, I think a few months before is fine, right? Let's be honest, it's test prep. It's not like moving mountains. It's not like giving you a holistic education on something. It's test prep. And so, I don't know, you're crash studying for an exam, you spend a couple of months in like a crash course, and you're good.
I'm thinking like 3 to 4 months prior,
It's
something
fine.
like that,
It's
so that
fine.
he doesn't feel, just ease into it.
Yeah.
And then my third question is, there's been a lot of controversies about SAT scores, and some colleges are saying we don't want to even look at it. What is the sentiment towards that now? What is the trend?
So things have gotten
Year.
The colleges are getting a lot smarter in regards to realizing, one, that here's a transcript where 25 teachers have said something about a kid. Should that be more powerful than a few-hour exam that somebody takes on one day. They've shifted dramatically to say yes, and especially if 25 teachers are saying the same thing about your kid, right? That means a whole lot more. So are these big standardized exams getting diminished in the eyes of many admissions officers? Yes, but not like out the window. Then like COVID came, that shift was already happening pretty dramatically. And then COVID came and then everything became like test optional, then grades were optional, then what teachers say about you is optional. Like there was a lot, I mean, you're taking a lot of information out, and then now like post-COVID, I mean, I know we're not post-COVID, but I think you know what I mean, that they've shifted to a new normal, and some schools are still in COVID rules, and some schools, I mean, it's all over the place. We've seen very, very wonky admissions across the board in some ways. You know, students who absolutely should get in this school didn't, but then the same student got in this school that they, you know, it's just, I don't know. So, and it's always a little bit wonky in some respects. I will say that about this piece, essays do matter, supplementals do matter. They do read them. They really, really, really read them. I mean, this notion of years ago when there were a couple of admissions officers and they like, if you don't get a certain SAT, you don't even make it on the table. And then this, and they have all these ways to throw your application in garbage. And then maybe if it's like a tie, they actually read your essay. Those days are way over. They are having multiple people read your essays. They're looking, everybody is on the table. They're looking at every single metric before they decide a no, right? They have armies of people reviewing these things. The essay is very powerful. And any time, honestly, that I've seen a kid get into a school that you could never imagine them getting into, or vice versa, it's, in my mind, it's always been the essay. A great essay can make a kid, like, leap up. And so, there's no predictors, and schools are like absolutely different than each other, but there is a movement pretty steady towards accepting and holding weight to the SATs and ACTs. And on that notion also, it is a good practice, in my opinion, to take good practice SAT and ACT and see which one works better for you, right? You take a couple of SAT practice ones, a couple of ACT practice ones. You might find on one of the exams you're like consistently here, and the other exam you're consistently there. Speaking about my own daughter, who just came home from college, she found that out, that she performed a whole 2 steps better on ACT. She never took she ended up not taking the SAT at all for real, right? Practice, yes, but not for real, and only took the ACT. She got into a good college, so I think there's also something that parents don't always look into, one exam versus the other. And not taking both exams and then whatever. Like if you're going to do some crash, studying for an exam, my humble opinion would be just emphasize on one of them. Don't take a crash course on both exams and then figure out later which one you did better on. You could kind of predict that beforehand. The exams are kind of different. And so depending on the type of student you are, the type of learner you are, your skill set, that one exam you might be prone more to doing well on. So,
What is the difference between the two?
we give it a, I mean, our students, and it's not always the case, but our students have, I would say, traditionally done better on the SAT. It is, it's slightly more math-based, and our students are usually pretty good math students. I've surely seen when students, I would say a majority of students do not have even-keeled scores, comparable scores in the English and the math section of, let's say, the SAT. And it is very evident based on past data that when there's a skew, it's usually higher in that, right? So the SAT might work for kids here, but maybe not for particular kids. And so, yeah, there's a whole, I guess the only advice I can give you without giving you, I'm not trying to take, you know, by any means to make an advertisement for the College Board and the SAT, but and it's interesting also, right? The school pays, I mean, when you get down to brass tacks, I pay for the PSAT for you to take twice, right? The city pays for you to take the SAT. None of that is true for the ACT. So, and so I guess there's that. That's another notion. You want to take the ACT, you have to pay for the exam. But I don't know. I think the key is really taking the practice exams and seeing which exams best for you. And that's it. You know. Hey.
Speaking of college, do you observe any trend this year? Is it better than last year? More or less the same?
In perfect honesty, like I have not looked yet. It's not done yet. The kids, there's still kids making sort of hashing out their decisions. It's just a little bit early. Just a little. I mean, like by next week it could be all like finalized. So there's that. You know, look, trends have not really gone astronomically in one direction or another. I will say off the top of my head, we've been at about half our kids going to like a SUNY or a CUNY. We've been there for a very long period of time and pretty consistent, right? For various reasons. Money, whatever it is, right? There's been various reasons for that. I think we've done slightly better on certain Ivy League schools just by, I don't know, we sort of pit them against each other and shame them a little bit. You know, like, hey, MIT took this amount of kids last year, Harvard, you got to step it up. And then, so we play them off each other, and then they up their, you know, I don't know if it's a real quota, but I think there is a real quota that they're not going to let in 20 kids. They will let in, you know, varying degrees. Some colleges don't have that at all, that if whatever kid qualifies to get in, you know, a certain school, they'll just take them. And so there's some of that as well. So I think the more interesting trends, to be honest, to look at is not just where our kids are going, it's where they decide not to go. I think that's interesting as well. I've seen things on paper that, you know, you wouldn't think make sense, right? A kid turning down Harvard for a school, you know, a couple of tiers less. But obviously the answer to that is the couple of tiers less school gave the kid a free ride, and Harvard said you're going to pay full tuition. And so, you know, there's money as a factor really determines where students go. And that is kind of, I don't know, there's something interesting in there to take, just in case, take a couple of steps down a little bit, and then you're more likely to get some money, right? And just to put that on the table as an option. But, so yeah, it's, and I don't want to make it seem like, you know, like 50% of our kids are getting to Harvard or turning Harvard down, because that's not the truth at all. Pretty much you get to Harvard to go. But yeah, I think there's consistent numbers across the board. I think that's it. And you're never going to see that Harvard's letting in 10, 12, 13, 14 kids, and all of a sudden 1 year they're letting in 40. They're not going to do that. And so, yeah.
Can I borrow your microphone?
Okay.
If you guys, I just found out that BTHS Seniors 24 is on Instagram, and all these kids are posting their baby pictures and where they're going to school. So if you want to see like where kids are going, that's a pretty good roundup of like just the variety of colleges and universities people are going to. BTHS 24 Seniors. It's really cool.
Yeah, cool. And we do have, by the way, same notion, we do have a really cool event here, a decision day. Students will wear their t-shirts, and we have a big party. We actually closed the cafeteria to all underclassmen. Only seniors can use the cafeteria. There's a DJ there. We got, you know, those 360 picture boosting. We got all sorts of events going on. It's pretty cool. I don't know what day it is. It's in June sometime. But anyway, I have no problem after we get all the Naviance data of where kids decide to go, you know, sharing that data with the PA and of where kids are going. But we haven't seen much shifting in trends. If anything, we've seen a shift over the last few years, more small liberal arts schools that students may have thought was outside of their price range that ends up giving them a a decent amount of money to make it comparable to Binghamton, for example, and choosing to go there. So we do see more of that, a little bit more of international schools as well, a little bit more of an interest. I think the international schools have been much more participating in our college fairs, and we've done a little bit more, outreach in that regard to maybe see that trend through. But if anything, it's a little bit more of a trend than that. But I have no problem getting the data to all of you in a few weeks.
Do you consider Canada international?
What was that?
Do you consider Canada international?
I do. The Canadians absolutely do. They don't want much to do with America. But, but they'll take some of our kids. But we do send, especially McGill and some University of Toronto, we've sent kids every year to those schools. McGill, pretty good amount. Beautiful campus. But, I mean, we send, I think we send as many kids to McGill as we send to Tufts. We're talking about double-digit numbers each year. So, yeah.
So we have election today, so how about one more question?
You're gun showing me. I may be doing this. Yeah.
Okay, one more question.
One more question.
Right. For the current sophomore, when they get their junior year schedule, a lot of them saying that they did not even get any elective or PA elective class, especially for civil engineering major. So if they don't get it now, if they add it in the fall, what are the chances they're going to get those classes?
It really comes down to what class they're trying to add. And so, just some classes, just based on, BC we were talking about is not a junior class, but it just really matters what the class is. And so,
For civil engineers so far, I heard the only one or two got one elective. Most of them.
and when you talk about electives, you're talking about AP classes?
Any elective. They only got 5 period, including 2 engineering classes.
Sure.
And
It really comes down to what class they're asking for. And so,
so if they ask for government economics or AP psychology, they don't get any.
Right. Well, I think AP psychology we usually fill with just seniors, government economics also just seniors. So it might be that they're a little bit, so when students are accelerated a lot, we normally make them wait to the normal time to take those classes. So, government economics is, it's a senior class, and so you'll wait. So it might mean that the following year, they'll end up taking those classes.
So
We
in
prioritize
the
seniors in those
fall,
classes.
do you or the guidance counselor give them a list suggested? This
Yeah,
is the one.
you try to add, it's like you fill out, you don't even need the guidance counselor, you just go online and you fill out a form and you want to add these classes. But just realize that for classes that are historically senior classes, we're going to give priority to seniors. And so knowing that you as a junior can take it the following year.
So do they give more choices, like if they don't get this AP psychologies or the next one?
The kid, you could put in for 5, 6, you can put as many courses you want, and then we see how it figures out. So if we don't get you into 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll put you in 5, and we'll figure
So
it out.
if they got none of them, they just got 6 periods.
That's it. They're not gonna have just 6 periods. Lots of lunch. So, yeah, I think for me it's coming.
Okay, so, make sure that's the last one, okay?
Yes,
You know,
sure.
absolutely.
Because my situation is the same. It's also civil engineer, and then when it comes to the addition period, how do we know where the seats are because of the form? For now, we could not select more than
Yeah,
one
you're not
option.
gonna know. We don't give full transparency there. We're not gonna tell you that there's 31 seats here, there's 20 seats here, there's 150 seats here, so you wanna go to there because there's so many seats. You just apply for whatever courses that you want, you sort of rank them, and we see what we can do.
But the form, we could just select one per subject. We could not select several. That was the issue.
You can select, no, in the fall, let you have, I think, multiple options. Like, if you don't get this one. So you can rank them by subject and whatnot. The form that you filled out for next year, the official form only was going to allow you, that was limited. But then when we're trying to add and fill up seats, it's a little less restricted, if that makes sense. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, thank you, well briefed.
I wish you all the best. I look forward to working with all the new officers in the fall.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Mr. Newman. Have a good evening.
Get home safe.
So then we move to the next meeting item, PA e-board elections. The election committee consists of 3 people, me, Shani, and Rachel. I would like Rachel to introduce the process, and then Shani will introduce the bios of the candidates. And all the candidates, you have the opportunity to introduce yourself. I think maybe there will be easier for everyone. So yeah, Rachel.
Can we have the slide?
Yeah, I will have you.
Oh, good.
That's okay.
It's big enough, I can read it. Please, parents, make sure you've signed in to the sign-in sheet. Vito has it right here, okay? Yes, just come on up. All right, process and procedures. Only parents or legal guardians of students at Brooklyn Tech can vote at this meeting. Nominations from the floor will not be taken. Minutes will be made available after the meeting. Sorry. Please refer to www.brooklyntechpa.org for Brooklyn Tech PA bylaws for more information about the qualifications for the positions being elected and the election process. Please refer to www.schools.nyc.gov for New York City Department of Education regulation of the Chancellor number A660 regarding parent associations for more information about the PA elections process. All right, so the positions are president or co-president, recording secretary or secretaries, treasurer, assistant treasurer, corresponding secretary or secretaries, VP or co-VPs of communications, VP or co-VPs of events and volunteers, VP or co-VPs of diversity and community engagement, senior class vice president or VP, junior class vice president or co-VPs, sophomore class vice president or co-VPs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we will ask the nominees to address meeting. So Rachel, would you like to introduce the nominees? Oh, sorry, yeah, Shani. Shani.
Should I do it there or should I do that? Okay. All right, so we'll just go in order. Okay, so in order for the position of presidents, we have 2 people who will be running as co. That will be Tiffany Roberts and Kim Gray.
So please go there to introduce yourself.
Yeah, come on up, introduce yourselves.
You can do a duet here.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Roberts. I'm currently the co-president, and this, well, for next year I will be running with Kim because Mia's son is graduating.
Hi everyone, I'm Kim Joy. I'm currently working with Sharon May on the Diversity and Community Engagement Committee, and I look forward to working with Tiffany.
Our next candidate, that man of the hour right there, Vito Novella.
Hello. Hi, thank you so much, everybody. I'm doing this for the last couple of years. I'm doing the Zooms and when we do blended and the live stream when we can. And that's it. I'd love to continue to do it and keep it going there and getting information out to the parents. So thank you very much.
And now the money duo. For treasurer, we have Ken Ho, and for assistant treasurer, we have Lily. Is she here?
Hello everybody, I'm currently serving as the treasurer, so you can see my slides pretty much in the past, and you're going to see them again tonight. And I'm excited to be with this wonderful PA, along with my partner in crime, Lee.
working with the assistant treasurer position since, 3 years ago. So if you have any donation questions, please let me know. Thank you.
And for corresponding secretaries, we also have 2 people running. That's Ina Jackson and Christopher Van de
Hi, my bio is quite short. I see it now. This would be my second year being on the board. I feel like I've learned a lot, so I can be more effective, and I look forward to contributing to the PA.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Vandekeef. This past year I was a freshman rep. I really enjoyed working with the group and working for the school and the community, so I decided to run again, and I look forward to working with everybody next year. Thank you.
Next, we are on to fundraising. We also have 2 people running for the VP positions of fundraising. We have Leslie Ann Angus Torres. It's an alphabet, and then we also have Naeem Sadiq.
Hi guys, I'm Leslie. As you can see, my big bio. I have over 10 years of experience working with the PA and dedicating myself to the academic career of my children and also your children. And thank you. Hopefully we can do this again. I have a new co-partner in crime, Ken said. So I'll let him go. We wanted to do fun facts, but no one followed the directions. So fun fact about me, I wear sunglasses. It's not to be fancy and cute, but they're actually medicated sunglasses because I have sensitivity to light. So that's just a little thing about me. Thank you.
My name is Naeem Sadiq. Fun fact about me, I sat in these chairs 30 years ago. I'm done. So class of 96, chemistry major. My daughter's a freshman here. My son's in 7th grade. He wants to go to Stuyvesant. What's that now look like? Is that part of New York? No. Sorry, Tiffany. So, this is my first year at Tech as a parent, right? Which is special, right? And I've been involved with the Alumni Association here for many years. And we've given back a lot, right? And I was a student leader here when I was here. I ran track, I played tennis, and I was junior class president, and I ran the survey, the newspaper, and the yearbook. And it doesn't matter, right? So, thank you.
Okay, let's see here. Now we are moving to communications. We couldn't have a PA without communications. We have 2 people here who are also running together. We have Emily Chan and Horia. Is it Horia Popa? Yeah, that's right. Did I say it correctly?
Hi, I'm Emily Chan. I'm currently one of the freshman reps on the board, and I feel like I learned a lot this year, so stepping into a different role. I'm gonna pass it over. It's nice to meet you. We did that electronically, but he has all the really good web skills that we're gonna use.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Horia Popa. I'm excited to help with the visual communications.
And again, we have 2 people running for events and volunteers. We have Monique Minto Gonzalez and Juan Lai.
Juan.
Sorry, Juan.
No, she's not. Okay, then you go ahead.
Hi, I prepared a brief statement. Okay, so my name is Monique.
Juan could not be here. She apologizes and sends her regrets. So I'm speaking for both of us. We're both excited to help corral the parent body. My son is currently a freshman. I have prior experience in PTA. I lived at PS 11 Brooklyn when my children went there. I was a little bit involved in middle school, and I also helped at Medgar Evers College Prep School. So I hope to bring the experiences I've learned here and hopefully increase parent involvement, because that's what's going to make an impact and make a difference. All right?
So Jenny she can make here today because she had just had teeth surgery. Yeah, so she asked for her absence. So yeah, Shani will read her bio.
Okay, so I will read her bio. I don't butcher it. Okay, so my name is Juan Lai. I am a mother of a 9th grade freshman, Jidao Wang. I was born in China. I have studied and lived in France for 10 years. My family and I immigrated to New York 10 years ago. I previously worked as a paralegal at an immigration law firm and now work at the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. God bless you. Specializing in community work on mental health and in the Asian American and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islanders community, promoting and providing DOHMH trainings to community groups, nonprofits, and other stakeholders. Okay. Moving on, we also have 2 people who are going to be the co-VPs of Diversity and Community Engagement, Sharon May and Iris Chen.
Hello, my name is Sharon May. I have been the current VP of Diversity with Kim in the past 2 years. So I'm looking forward to work with my new partner Iris in the next year. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Iris Chen. I have 3 kids and coming to TAG. My daughter Rachel is graduating this June, and she's going to Yale. And I have 2 boys, and my son is in the 9th grade right now, and my younger son is coming to the TAG this fall. So I'm looking forward to work with the school community in the following 4 years. Thank you.
And next we have up our VPs for senior class, Felix Lempert and Amy Mack.
You go first.
Hi, I'm Amy Mack, and I'm currently the 9th grade representative for the Tech PA. And I look forward to coming back as a senior rep next year. So, working with Felix.
Because she has a senior kid. I was confused too.
Yes. I have 2 kids here, and one's a freshman and the other one is an 11th grader. So I thought, what better way to jump in and learn about the process of a college application than to be a senior rep.
So Felix Lempert, I'm currently the junior rep and hopefully the senior rep. I also was a graduate of Tech, as Tiffany knew. It certainly, I look forward to the essay writing workshops for the juniors going into senior year. It's a great program that was started by Shani. This past year, it was very successful. We had a lot of great feedback from students, and I saw some really, really great essays. So let your students know, let friends know, get the word out. This is a free resource to the students, so please make sure you get that word out. So thank you.
And now for our junior class vice presidents, we have Lorraine Wong and Fatima Dudna. Did I say that right? Is she here?
No,
Fatima?
I don't think she's here. Hi, my name is Lauren Wong. I'm currently a sophomore rep, and last year I was a freshman rep. So this year I am moving up like a high schooler. I'm also have an incoming freshman in September.
Right, she is not here, so I will read her bio. Hi, I am interested in being part of the PA because I would like to ensure that parents' perspectives on the education of our children are heard and considered. I am also interested in working with the school's teachers and administrators to ensure that resources are adequately utilized and assist in efforts to address needs and shortfalls. I think parents play an integral part in the school process, and we have insights into the effects of policies and practices on our kids. We can advocate for change on their behalf. Okay, so our team for the sophomore class is Craig Keller and Teresa Law.
Teresa Law, sorry. I don't answer the law. That's my mother-in-law.
Ready? Let's go.
We were in the freshman rep class, so we obviously, like Lorraine, we're moving up. And I've learned so much that people love input here. So with working on the Lunar New Year program while in Denver suffering from altitude sickness, I have learned that you have to pivot fast to meet the needs of everyone. So we look forward to working with you guys. And yes, I will do the Lunar New Year catalog again next year.
I have a little more to add to that. I would add my greatest distinction as a freshman rep is that I sold the winning ticket at the Lunar New Year. I urge all of you in the future, if you see me at events, come to buy raffle tickets from me.
I missed it by one number, because I bought from him, because I dropped off
I
the tape.
can't guarantee it for everyone.
Church fundraiser's coming up, that's $1,000.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you everyone. So since all positions are uncontested, so I will ask for a motion to elect all candidates at once. There's a motion?
Yeah, and I move to elect all candidates to be PA board members.
Second.
Second that?
Mhm.
Second.
Any discussion?
Any discussions? Anybody?
Okay, so all those in favor, raise your hand. Okay, all those opposed, raise your hand.
There's one in every crowd. Felix.
Okay, the motion is carried. So all candidates are elected to be Brooklyn Tech PA board members. Congratulations. So next one, we have a school leadership team election. We have also 4 candidates. Shani, please.
We're doing a repeat. Okay, so the 4 candidates, oh, sorry, I just lost it. Should I name them all, or do you want me to go one by one again? Each of them come up again?
Yeah, I think you can name them all and they can introduce themselves.
Okay, sorry, I lost my form.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Okay, so for the 4 SLT positions, we have me, Sadiq, Vito Labella, Karen, can you go to the next slide, Nina? Karen Solomon, and Fiona Zhang.
Zhang?
Oh, Zhang Zhang.
Zhang? Yeah, one at a time. You guys
Go ahead. We'll come up as.
You want to go first?
We could all.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Naeem. We'll go in order.
So I'm serving SLT for, I have a 15-year-old that's here, I have a 13-year-old that doesn't want to come here, and I have a 7-year-old that I don't know what she wants to do, but I'm on SLT for her school. It's PS 229 in Dyker Heights in Brooklyn. Vito's my neighbor, a good friend, right, and July. And so, I don't know, and so I run a business, right? I see anything in life as not a business, but it's life, right? So you have to know how to operate. So I know how to operate my business. I think I know how to operate my kids. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm trying, right? The jury's out. But the reason I'm choosing LCT, because obviously I said there's another gentleman here, Felix, that went here. And I went here. So I have a lot of passion for the school. I give back to this community more than I want to say, right? But that's why I want to be involved, right? Because SLT matters because you're with Principal Newman, you know, other parents and other staff members, right? So I want to be involved in my child's education, right? Why not? Because that's the least I could do. And who are our first teachers? It's our parents, right? They don't go to school until they're 5 or 6 years old. It's too late already. If you haven't started when they were like 1, right, then that's why I want to get involved, is because I went here and my father never came to a PTA meeting, right? Because he was always working, being a doctor, saving lives. It's the same thing my grandfather did, right? I'm not a doctor. My brother that went to Tech, 97, also not a doctor. An attorney, right? My sister, the jury's out on her. She was the only person in my family who was born in this country. So I'm a first-generation immigrant. I speak 4 languages. And music is my 5th. I was in plays here on this stage. Bye Bye Birdie, Into the Woods, and Little Shop of Horrors, right? And I told you earlier, I ran the track, I played tennis, and I ran the school yearbook and newspaper. And I was not an A student. You cannot do all that and be an A student. I was an average student. I went to city schools, city colleges. I think I did okay. So my kids had an option. Private school or public school? Always public school. It's cheaper to send your kids to public school because it costs, right? And a lot of education, especially if it's a specialized high school, like this, an institution. Back in the day, when you went to Brooklyn Tech, you went straight into industry. You didn't have to go to college. You went to Tech, you got a job, right? So that doesn't work that way anymore. There's a lot more competition, and there's a lot of politics around Tech and specialized high schools, right? There's a lot of noise around that, right? So who influences that? The SLT, right? And politicians that come and go, right? But the parents remain parents. So what am I? I'm a father. I'm a son. And I want to be an SLT leader here. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. Next one, thank you. Could have at least introduced me.
So yes, thank you. So yeah, so I've been doing SLT since elementary school and middle school, and now I've been here, this is my 3rd set doing SLT here. And I'm very concerned about just keeping alive what makes, not just this school, but all of the other great schools in the city, keeping it alive and keep it going. Because you know, it's so much easier to see something that's really great and tear it down, right? That's really easy to try to make it equal, but it's so hard to build something up, to try to help people to make it better, right? And so this is the battle that I've been fighting. Many of you know that I've been fighting that battle. And we continue to fight it. We're in a good spot right now. The SHSAT is safe for now. But there's always things going down. The class size mandate is really big. There's gonna have to be some serious discussions on how we deal with that to keep Tech at the numbers that it is, right? We get 6,000 kids. If you just did by the numbers that want to bring it down to 4,000, that's 2,000 kids that wouldn't get this opportunity. All right, it's not about my kids, right? My kids are here, my kids are done. It's not about my kids, it's about not even the kids here, but it's about all of the other kids that are out there that would miss out on this opportunity. So it's so much important that we don't pull the ladder up behind us, that we find ways to reach out a hand and pull up people. And that's what we try to, that's what I fight for. The other thing we need to know is, Mr. Newman said 52% of our kids go to SUNYs. And there's a law, you know, up there in cyberspace about a 10% law. And that could possibly be, and if you follow Albany and the dirtiness of Albany, you see that's intentional, it's opaque. right? You don't know what it is until it's passed, and then it's too late. So you gotta really keep to a certain school. That would be really devastating for our kids, right? So that's why I'm on the SLT. I try to get on the ground floor and then go out to other networks and see if we could address anything that comes up. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you so much for your help and your support. Next up, who's next up? Come on, Karen.
Is Karen here?
I don't think she's here. Oh.
Karen's not here. All right, that means...
Miona.
Yep, Miona.
This is my second term in Volunteer as SLT. I served Stuyvesant for 4 years as SLT too. I love Volunteer, I love Stuyvesant. They're all good school, and our kids work so hard to get into those schools. I love to join the SLT meeting. I never miss it one. I love to input my opinion. I love to give some suggestion. Like we just did, like ask Mr. Newman to expand more calculus EC class, and he said okay. So I love this principle because he graduated. I just know that he graduated from Blanc Science, so he know what the specialized high school kids need. And I even know here we have the kid who can take 7 AP. Even better than Stuyvesant.
Yeah.
My son asked for more AP in Stuyvesant. They said no, that's it. They don't want to. So I mean, special high school, different special high school, they have their own good thing to for the kids to attend. My older one is graduate from here, class 2020, and he's going to graduate in RPI on Saturday. And he graduated from Volunteer, yes. He got very good training and internship from Volunteer. So now he got 10 offers on his hand. So he had to decide which company he needs to go. Even he not in Stuyvesant, but he working here so hard. And I know all the students graduate from Volunteer, they get ready for the future. So my second one is a graduate from Stuyvesant. He goes to Boston U, and my younger one is a sophomore, going to be junior. He wants to be a doctor, so he got into the trial. He got a lot of support, and this year he got the AP that he won. It helped him to go into the trial. So I'm waiting for whether he can make it, but I believe that Volunteer has a very good system to support them. And Mr. Newman is support our kid a lot, and he tries to make the kid happy. Whatever you ask, he tries his best. If you're not really doing that in academic, he will let you happy. And I believe all the kids graduate from here deserve the best. And SLT that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You want me to read? Karen, who's not here?
Karen, yeah.
All right. Hey Karen, you got nominated for SLTs. All right. So here is Karen Solomon's bio. I am a parent of twins, one at Brooklyn Tech and one at MELS in Queens. I have been active in elementary and middle school PTAs for my children's schools for many years. I feel it is so important for parents to engage where they can, especially in such a large school and school system. Parents need to be partners with administration. I am also a full-time architect and partner at the largest, at the largest design firm in the world, Gensler. It is my job to problem solve and think outside the box. I am a caring, empathetic person and only want the best for all our students, all backgrounds and abilities in their academic growth and growing into healthy, well-rounded human beings. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. So since all positions, we have 4 positions for 4 candidates, so I will ask for a motion to elect all candidates. Is there a motion?
Okay, I move to elect all SLT candidates to be members. Do I have a motion?
Second. Second, okay, there's a second. So all those in favor, raise your hands. All those opposed, raise your hand. Okay, so the motion is carried. All candidates are elected to the Brooklyn Tech School Stream members. Congrats. So we have a special guest as our assistant principal, Mr. K. Mr. K have something to speak to senior parents and the students. You can be, yeah.
Go ahead. Thank you. All right.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Mr. K, the Assistant Principal of Guidance. A couple of days ago, for the senior families, you should have received an email about the Regents waivers. So the exams that were canceled during COVID, all those exams, you were given waivers. So it says WA on the transcripts. The emails that you received, you have to reply, accept all waivers. If not, those waivers will be denied, and your students will have to take those exams in June. So a lot of those are graduation requirements. Okay, I told the kids, even though some of them today I saw them, and then 2 hours later they still told me they forgot to do it again. So I just happened to be here today. So please check your emails, and all you have to do, you'll just read the entire letter, and it'll tell you all your different options. You can accept the waivers, you can decline, or you can say you're not sure, you'd like to talk to your counselor. So you can have all three of those options. So the accept all waivers is the one that retains the transcript as it is. Your graduation requirements are done, and you'll be able to graduate this year. But if not, those waivers, if you decline it, you'll have to take those exams again. You'll have to take them in June, especially if they are graduation requirements, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. K.
One family did call me today and they said that they just wanted clarification. So far, no one has. I personally, Ms. Yoon asked me the same question, why would they decline it? But I don't know, some families feel like, they still want their kids to take the test. But I still have to respect that if they say it.
So as opposed to having the WA in actual score.
In actual score, exactly. Okay. All right. Yes.
How are the waivers coming to the family to accept?
It's already on your kids' transcript.
Right.
Yes, it's all there. So when you check your child's transcript, you'll see which exams you have the waiver. So if there's no exams, if there's no WAs, then there's nothing for you to do. But if any exam has a WA, you would have to reach back and reply to that email to say you accept all waivers so that it stays as so.
So it's going to be an email form?
Yes, it's going to be email. It was sent 2 days ago, right, Ms. Yoon? Yes, it was 2 days ago.
Is that for senior?
There's only seniors. Yes, we're only looking at the seniors right now. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Mr. K. Is there any question? Yeah.
Does a senior parent ask about after graduation, do the student need to come to school or that done?
Oh, good.
Good question.
By law, all students. That's all I have to say.
They come to school to sign your book.
Yeah, one more question. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Sorry
yeah.
My son's a junior, and he met with his counselor, and he was referring to the guidebook, and he asked specifically about the essay workshop. The college essay workshop, and his counselor told him that's not offered anymore. Is that not offered for juniors, or is it something just seniors do?
That's a PA-sponsored activity that's coming up pretty soon. That's what Felix was talking
But
about.
they said it was this year. So
It
is
was
it only for next year?
So the current seniors took that session during the summer last year and the beginning in their fall semester. The same thing will happen this year. We're going to have a session informational, we hope in June, early June, and then the sessions will be again in the fall.
Okay, so the guidance counselors don't know that.
They don't, but the English teachers will. So we reached out to the English department, and I'm sure the word will spread.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Okay, good. So we can go back to our agenda. It's our treasurer report. Our Ken.
Thank you, Mia. Before I talk about the numbers, I don't normally dress like this, but I'm dressing like this today because I unfortunately had to attend a funeral service for a former colleague.
may Joanne rest in peace. And speaking of which, I met a Broken Tech alumni, and I said, are you in the Alumni Association? And he goes, no. I said, don't worry about it. Someone will be contacting you shortly. And I also met a former NYPD lieutenant. He told me he took the Shishak in this same building. He didn't get in, and he ended up going to Junior's across the street to have to enjoy a cheeseburger, some fries with a slice of cheesecake. And this was, I think, 30 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, 30, 40 years ago. And when the bill came, he couldn't afford the bill. And I said, so what did you do? Did you just run away? No, I backed the blue, so, just tell me, be honest. He said, no, surprisingly, a teacher from Tech paid for his bill. So that has a lot to say about this building. So anyway, let's talk about some interesting stuff, I guess. For the month of April, our total revenues increased by $21,000 to reach $315,000. That is approximately 95% of our total revenue target. And you can see the breakdown of the increases on the slide. Annual appeals, gala, and a little bit of sponsorship making up the total. I just want to emphasize that we do earn $2 of interest every month from our savings account from Chase. So I can break that out on the slide. Moving on to expenses, we sponsor a school banner to commemorate our different PSAL championships, and we also provide dinner for our college reps. So I guess that's why Mr. Newman has some good news to share with us. They were well fed. And then we also have some ongoing expenses related to the gala. And then obviously we are always in support of our musical program. So Harlow Dolly, and we were in support of that. So in total, our expenses increased by $31,000 to reach $308,000 at the end of April. And at the end, on a year-to-date basis, April, we had a net income of approximately $8,000. And our cash in the bank as of the end of last month was $488,000. So that pretty much wraps up my report. Any questions, comments? If not, I'll turn it back to the two lovely ladies here.
Thank you. Thank you. 我们的财神爷 our God of wealth. Thank you. So next one, I would like invite Kim to to do the community updates, but I would like to talk about the revision of our bylaws because we need to vote it on next meeting. So in June, Kim, are you ready? Okay, I will share the slides.
All right, are you going to share the bylaws or?
Yes, I can.
I'm not gonna go, and because it's been a long meeting, so I'm not gonna go page by page because there's 30 pages.
Which one do you want to share? I download both.
You can just scroll through the one showing the changes. Basically, we have to look at our bylaws every 3 years, and we were proactive, and it's about 2.5, so we're ahead of schedule. We have to be in compliance with Chancellor's regulations. We cannot have anything in our bylaws that contradicts their regulations. They haven't made changes since 2021, so we're basically in compliance. So what we did is we just looked at just cleaning it up a little bit. Having Ken there, with post-COVID, during COVID, it made accounting very difficult. So they've given us, we can keep some records electronically. We can, when checks are difficult to use, we can sparingly use a debit card. So those are things we wanted to put in there to show and also say the things we can't do. We can't use Zelle, we can't use Venmo, showing us what we can and can't do, and just cleaning that up a little bit. And also, when we have co-vice president or president, we wanted to make sure that we were consistent with all the committees. We changed our e-board meeting dates from Thursdays to Tuesdays. We clarified, sorry Vito, the duties of the recording secretary, making sure you're doing a better job.
We are married, and she's gonna be my boss, like it hasn't already been that way for the last,
Yes, we've been here a long time. We have 3 children. My daughter is here. My son is now, my eldest is a junior in college. My middle child is a freshman in college. So we've been here since 2017. a long time. And I've been part of the board ever since starting as a freshman rep. And I'm very excited and really quite nervous to work with Tiffany. She did a great job this year with Mia. So I'm a little nervous about this. But for all of you that have been elected, one of the things that we've emphasized in our bylaws is we understand that you can't make every executive board meeting, but we need you to tell us and get an excused absence. Because if you have 3 unexcused absences, we're going to consider replacing you on the board, because there's a lot of things we want to do here, and we need you to come to those meetings. And a lot of them are on Zoom, so you can get it on your phone if you're coming. But just let us know, because we really need your participation to do all the things that we want to do. As far as any other changes, no, that's really, those are the key ones. And you have the ability to look at the red line where we've made the changes, and then to see the clean copy. And when you come back in June, we hope you all do come back. Are we doing it, guys, is this virtual? Or?
It's in person.
In person. So we hope to see you all back in June, and we'll vote on the bylaws. But if you have any questions in the meantime, you can email us and we can explain anything that you have a question on. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah, so we will put the bylaws of revision to the tactile, so send to all the parents, so you will be able to access them. And next one, I'd like to invite fundraising team, the gala team, Leslie and Tiffany to introduce our gala.
Okay, so hi again, guys. The lady with the cute slippers. All right, so I want to thank you guys for attending. Your time is much appreciated. Thank you for all who contributed to our annual appeal. There's envelopes in the back if you haven't done so already, or if you would like to add some more to it. Your donations go towards our school, our scholars. Updates for the gala. The gala is next week, Thursday. All right, so expenses for the gala. As Ken showed you in his lovely presentation, we're at around $7,000. The goal for the gala, especially for next year, is to have no expenses. A lot of our expenses comes out of the venue, paying for a place. So if you guys have any connections, please connect us. The goal is to not spend anything. It should just all be profit. So if you can help us do that for next year, I mean, even for this year, if you want to donate towards those expenses, that would be amazing. That's okay, so that was that. Okay, so in person, if you're attending the gala, you're in for a treat. We have merch available that's exclusive to the gala. Silent auction is available online. We also have merch available online as well, okay? And we have a live auction at the gala. We have an emerald split on, well, there's a 50-50 online, but we also have an emerald split, which is a 50-50 in person. So hey, you can take advantage of the one online, and if you come, you can take advantage of that as well. You get half, we get half. It's a Great Gatsby theme, Roaring 20s. Don't worry, if you didn't buy anything, don't have anything, we're providing things for you to be in the ensemble. And if you're considering volunteering for the event, please arrive at 5, and please reach out to us so we can jack you down for that volunteer. Sharon can help us with that, she's amazing. And that's about it. Thank you to our sponsors who contributed to the event. Update for Picture Day. So Picture Day, some of the individuals who did pay, and it was a pilot program for those who don't know, to see if there was a market for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade pictures. The turnout was really good. We could have did some more on that. But the mailing, if you selected to have mail at home, that has already started going out. If you selected to have it to the school, it should be here next week sometime. And then we'll, give it to the children to take home. And again, that was for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. We're looking to do it again in the fall, giving more people more opportunity to do that. And that's about it. Tiffany, anything that I missed?
No, I just wanted to add that, we have the online auction, as Leslie said, for the gala and the 50, anybody can participate, but if you come in person, like she also said, we have another auction, we have raffles, it's really exclusive. It's a great time to support the school, get together, you know, we have Miss Newman will be there, please support the gala. If you have any questions or concerns, email us at bthsgala@gmail.com. And if you please check Tech Talk, it comes out on Sunday nights. The link to purchase tickets will be there. Please get your tickets in advance. We will be selling up until, you know, they sell out, but we can't promise that if you show up the day of, that the tickets will still be available. So please get your tickets as soon as possible.
Thank you. And also, just to add, there will be a lot of alcohol at the event, and prizes just for coming. So just when you walk through the door, you might win something. All right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Dinner will be served.
Yes.
Thank you. That's really fun event. Yeah, definitely I will be there. So next one, how about the essays writing seminar? Yeah, Felix, thank you.
Really quickly, because I covered most of this earlier. The English teachers are starting for juniors toward the end of the semester now to work on essays. So this is a good time to ask the students, are you working on it? Not all English teachers do it, but most do. If your student is telling you that I have no idea, there's no help, there's no resources, they have to look. They have to ask questions, they have to follow up with teachers. But this essay writing workshop, again, is free for all juniors. We intend to have a informational session with, I believe it's Letterly, is the new company name. They do a great job at making sure that the essays are structured, that they're following instead of just rambling on. Early drafts of these essays tend to just be, the kids are excited, they've heard or gotten advice from other kids, or they've read something online, or maybe ChatGPT wrote it for them. So this is a great opportunity to have another set of eyes completely independently. It's not a Grammarly spell check that they should be doing on their own, but making sure that their thoughts are put together in a way that optimizes, it's a marketing document, so it's got to be optimized for the readers. These are the folks that are deciding that above and beyond the test scores that Principal Newman spoke about, this is the way to differentiate yourself in the eyes of these admissions officers. So it's very important. There is more than one essay. There are supplemental essays, but having one thing off of their plate come the fall is going to open up and give them a chance not to worry and dive into some of the additional supplemental essays. So this is a great program. If anyone has questions, please ask. As soon as we have information, we'll have a single-page flyer that the English teachers will have as well. So not only will they start the work in the classroom, but they'll mention to the students, hey, this is something that's available to you, but you, the student, must take action. You, the student, must take responsibility, and you, the student, must show up for these sessions. Sign up, and again, it's free. So if I hear a single person say, there's nothing available, no one was there to help me, I know that that's not the case. The PA is there to help, the English department is there to help, but it does take action. So the crumpled up single-page leaflet is usually in the book bag way on the bottom, and then they find it around the fall time, and right? So we let the parents know, just ask, usually it refreshes their memory. So does anyone have any questions on?
Is it an online program in the summer?
It will be primarily on I don't know if it's Zoom, but it'll be primarily online. They submit their work on an online portal. They get a dedicated person who will read the essay, and there's multiple opportunities to resubmit. So they'll submit it, they'll get feedback, and then they'll reapply it. I think last year some students went in like 4 times. So, but they have to, they have to put the effort in. So if they wait until the very end, till December, there's not enough time to have that back and forth. So the sooner they participate, the more opportunities they'll have to, fine tune, which is a lot of work.
And you said the details are going to be available in June?
Very shortly. Matter of fact, I just spoke to Principal Newman about a date. We're looking toward mid-June, so toward the end of May, we should have a flyer out.
Okay.
And again, it will go to the English department as well.
Okay.
And this is only for the juniors.
Correct. It's the rising seniors. And then next year, it'll be the same thing. That does not mean that if you're a sophomore and you want to start putting thoughts down, ideas for essays, talking to your friends and having a list, nothing stops you from being a little more prepared.
So would the sophomore English teachers have access to this English? No.
No, I mean, the English department will have it, so all the teachers will know that this goes on, but the focus on the college essay is really the juniors, rising seniors.
But if my son's a sophomore,
Right.
and he reached out to his English teacher, she might, she'll say, you'll write an essay next.
Right, exactly. They want their focus to be, right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Phyllis, for the update. So are there any other updates, community updates? Did I miss anything? No, Tiffany, do you have any other updates? No. So then I think we can conclude for today. But just a reminder that next PA meeting will be in person, and we will provide proper dinner instead of pizza. So then, because it's the last meeting, yeah. So please do come, and I think that's that. Thank you, everyone for coming. Take pizza home. Oh yeah, take pizza home. If there's pizza, take pizza home.